everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I'm connecting with Delinda today. This is a 60-minute session. We're going to be exploring some psychic wisdom and some energy healing. Delinda's a part of my Patreon community. She's getting a reduced cost session. If you're interested in checking out Patreon, I also do live group experiences there too. Share discounts to sessions there. Super worth it to check it out. It's patreon.com/Abbey Normals Wisdom Quest. Do not be shy to go visit my website. You can book individual sessions there, packages, psychic mentoring. There's life group experiences there you can join too. The World Peace event is a free thing I'm doing every single month. I would love to have a big group of people. It's so much more fun when there's a lot of us and we're in this connected thing together and we're part of something, right? Something beautiful. So go to my website, check out what's there, abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, Delinda. I'm so excited to connect with you today. And I'm going to put links if you guys are interested in checking out some of Delinda's previous sessions. I'm going to read these goals and we're going to get started. So you say, Dear Abbey, I'm so looking forward to hearing what's new and incoming into my life. When I was 17 years old, I used to strongly believe in never wearing seatbelts. 17 years old, strongly believed in never wearing seatbelts. My father was old school and the type of person who cut the seatbelt out of his cars, so it wasn't an option anyways. One day, a boyfriend picked me up. He was driving us down an incredibly steep hill. I automatically, without thought, put on the seatbelt. Someone else was barreling up the hill in the middle of the road and not paying attention. My boyfriend quickly swerved. Our car rolled over 3 times down the side of the hillside. My boyfriend's connection developed into a 10 years or so of marriage, and I've always wore a seatbelt afterwards. I'm incredibly insistent on seatbelts. I have spanked my kids after pulling over on the side of the freeway because they unbelted themselves while the car was moving. Would you connect with Callie and my higher self? I would like deep cleaning. This seatbelt thing is so interesting. Okay. So the seatbelt thing. And then connect with Callie and my higher self. Would like deep cleaning. Clarity and movement forward in healing, please. I have some scar tissue and trauma in my hips, and I very much can still feel a seatbelt impact with an airbag. Yeah. The additional car crash I was in years later helped reinforce some of those more old traumatic lessons. Abbey, thank you for the somatic help with my emotional pain. Thank you for helping to bring ease into my memories. And thank you to the collective energies. Time, energy, and presence is a gift. We all heal each other. I'm not the only car crash victim who started working on their DNA. I appreciate your compassion. Wow. Dynamic message. A look into your life. You have a lot of relationships with car crashes, Delinda. I'm just taking it all in here, okay? Okay. Every time I read Callie, I think of Callie Ma. I believe you have a cat named Callie. So why don't we just intermingle the two and just see what comes up, shall we? It'd be fun. Clarity, movement forward and healing. Connect with Callie, my higher self, deep cleaning. Scar tissue, trauma in hips. Still feel seatbelt impact with an airbag. Additional car crash I was in years later helped reinforce some of those old, more traumatic lessons. Okay, I am totally ready for this. Here we go. It's happening. Getting in the driver's seat of Delinda's session right now. here we go. Delinda and the seatbelt. Delinda in car accidents, the hips, trauma. Callie, higher self, deep cleaning, movement forward. Okay. I definitely have an image I'm looking at, but it's impacting me energetically, so I'm having a hard time describing anything. I feel a flat line across my third eye, and I feel a flat line across my heart. And I feel like I'm in between two dimensions. There's actually a lot of physical sensation to this. So, you know, a table, you knock on that wood, it's hard, right? And I feel these two dimensions, there's something hard, knock on wood. Energy is echoing like this to me, and flatlining third eye and heart, okay? And again, if I were to describe the way it looks, there's like a piece of wood, but it's like a table here, third eye, and then it feels like there's one here, harder to see, but everything's blended together and it creates kind of like a creamy white, really boring color. I'm sure this is actually kind of a pleasant color, but for some reason in this space, the way I feel, it's very boring, and it's very, there's no variety here. It's not yellow, it's not red, it's this like creamy off-white color. It's got the creaminess to it. Okay, I'm supposed to create the sensation of having more space because you're cramped in here, okay? You're like let's say we have a bookshelf that's attached to a door, and then the door can open to a closet with another bookshelf. Let's say you're facing this weird bookshelf, and then the closet door shuts behind you, and you're just like contorted between the layers of knock on wood and flat lines and hard and boring, and I'm stuck contorted in here. It's like we're gonna create the effect of more space, because reality is there's infinite space all the time, even when you're claustrophobic and stuck in a contorted position. Even in a contorted, stuck position, there's infinite space. So we're going to you're going to allow yourself, it's real, we're going to have this infinite space. It's wonderful, okay? You've developed a relationship with this space, the way I described it, okay? You've developed a relationship with it, and it's not dark in here, it's just, it glows the creamy white, okay? And because you developed a relationship with it, it's familiar and it's safe. And sometimes a smaller space is better than the open one. You're actually stuck in it. I mean, you're becoming part of it. You're literally becoming like you're like becoming the paint itself, the boring colored paint. I swear, this is probably a lovely basic color, comfortable, right? But there's something boring about it because it doesn't express itself. It's vague. It's like this vague, neutral color, you know? Yeah, I know what's going on here. Okay, so I'm gently peeling you off of, literally, it's more like a shelf than just flat tables and 2 dimensions. It's more like 5 or 6 dimensions. And you are contorted, and you are kind of like, if you were to take squishy material and then squish it into like a dollhouse bookshelf, it'll squish into those pockets, right? So you're like soul material squished into these pockets, okay? And I'm like using a little scraper And I'm like scraping like the burnt pancake out. I'm like scraping the material of you out of these shelves, okay? And is it comfortable, or did it become comfortable because it had no choice but to become comfortable? And then we just adapted to it and then it seemed normal, when actually this is painful, man. I mean, I'm scraping you out of the bookshelf, this dimensional structure, okay? And it feels like burnt into it, okay, into the materials. Another scene of the dentist, and they're like scraping off the like plaque buildup or something. How it forms into there, you know, and it needs some help, and it needs a little bit of a scraper tool to get it out of there, okay? So we need a scraper tool to scrape you out. Are you the plaque on the teeth? No. I don't know. I'm just like, maybe plaque's a good thing. Like, does it love? Maybe it clings to our teeth because it wants the security of having a home in our mouth where it can live comfortably attached to our teeth. Maybe, maybe plaque isn't a bad thing. Like, maybe it's a person too. I'm just scraping your soul out of here. And it's burnt. And it's weird. I'm still working on it. You don't know how to conceive of this being disconnected from this. You don't know how to conceive of it. I mean, I don't know why I'm enjoying this so much. I'm like still scraping you out, and I'm like really taking my time with it. I'm like, get in there comfortably. It's gonna be okay. Scraping you out. It's gonna be just fine. I'm just like, getting it in there. I'm not like jam, scrape, rip, pull. I'm like delicate about it. And I'm having fun with it. It's like kind of nice to take your time on just delicately doing something, carefully doing something. It makes me also think of like people who restore old artwork are like careful with this huge magnifying glass. They're looking at all the tiniest little angles, and they're very careful in the cleaning. They're just a delicate process. I mean, this is taking time. Where you're out. I could jump to the time when you're out, but they're saying like, let's linger here. Let the energy digest, transform. Let this develop. We still don't know everything. We just know something. It feels like impact. It feels like it's flung your soul into a confusing interdimensional space that was quite small. You're stuck in it. Getting comfortable with it, not very comfortable, actually. Found a way to accept, be comfortable with what was uncomfortable. You're finding a way to adapt to more space and actually adapt to yourself again. And that takes time. That's part of this message. We're not to the hips yet, specifically. They're seatbelts. We're just in this. It has to do with car accidents. Callie is now coming into the picture as a cat. And this is not Callie Ma, okay? Orange looking cat. It doesn't matter what people's house cats look like in real life. I swear to God, I'm more than likely going to see it as an orange cat. It is, I don't know, my like psychic senses see orange cats more than any other kind. So I see this like marbleized orange cat. Oh, sniffing right now. Just, this is what you think a dog would do. It's like sniffing you, and it's sniffing this connection with the space, and it's sniffing like this closet scene. It's sniffing you stuck to it. And this Callie the cat is wanting to know what Callie's purpose is when it comes to helping you. is asking me what's Callie's purpose in helping you. Like, what? It's just a basic neutral question. What is my purpose in helping Delinda? And Callie just wants to kind of linger here, just, you know, in the cat way where they just sort of are sitting stance. They're sitting upright. Is now licking the paw going around the ear. It's like a long time, no rush. What is my purpose with Delinda? Lick, ear. It just paused out. I can't, there's a barrier of conversation going on right now. So I'm just like have a million things I wanted to say to Callie, but I can't. And it's just, this is this bubble of time, and I can't affect it right now with my words or my feelings or my thoughts or my reflections. I have to just wait, okay? And Callie is almost like, yes, you will wait. Yes, I will be very slow in my movements, and you will wait. Does Callie know what Callie's doing? But it seems like an honest question. Not just kind of toying with me. It feels like an honest question. Okay, in my own world outside, because I can't be inside talking to Callie and doing this for whatever reason, that energy has to maintain a slow transformative balance, okay? So I'm outside looking in, and I tell my guides that if I were to answer Callie's question, it is to be present with Delinda. And what I find strange about it is it wasn't really connected to the heart of who Callie is, almost like there's a lack in real, like, what's the word? Vivacity? How do you say it? Like vivacity? Like something vroom. I'm here to love Delinda. I'm here to be loved by Delinda. I'm here to just be present with Delinda. Like that's like a heart awareness about love and my role in supporting another soul that I adore. And because it was not expressing like that, I felt I was surprised by how vague it seemed. Like it seemed like a cat that doesn't really want to have any responsibility or real purpose other than to just be a cat. That's it. And then to kind of act a little bit, I guess, unaware and actually express kind of in an unaware way. So I'm telling my guides that's what that meant to me. I'm not convinced that's the way Callie is, but that's the scene we're working with and the way that Callie the cat comes through and the way that I'm able to interact with movement and time, and I have to be patient. I can't force this because it's inappropriate, actually. It would be energy harming if I forced this to be what I know it can be right now. It's not about me. It's about the way the energy needs to be in harmony in its own time, its own pace, in its own way. I send signals because, I mean, they're wanting me to back off, but I'm still asked to continue to look at this process. I'm not even scraping you out. I'm sending you signals now from a distance and say, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? How are you doing there? How are you doing there? How are you doing there? And it's just very slow. And Callie's just like timelessly just looking at me, timelessly licking, cleaning, timelessly doesn't need to even hear the answer to that question. Very timelessly, just kind of the lazy cat expression. I see. Something else is echoing back to me about Callie is has an insecurity and doesn't know how to admit that there's a desire for more nurture than like it's starting to come out, and it's like an exhale. Okay, like finally got that off my chest. Trying to be composed, trying to be presented as this really secure, lazy cat, timeless cat, is actually has this insecurity silently hidden behind the heart. And it's about love. Does not like to come out with it. Because I'm saying, okay, I felt this. Now go on, help me to understand. Isn't ignoring me, isn't, you know what, this is, you know what talking to Callie is like? It's like the caterpillar that's smoking pot on the mushroom. Who are you? It's like, I have things to do, Callie. I have places to go. It's like so long of a time. Maybe that's a superpower. Maybe the superpower of Callie is teaching you how to slow down. And even if you don't get the answer to the question that you're asking, what is my purpose? Then what is my purpose with Delinda? It's just simply, it's almost like it was just said because it was instinctively expressed at that time. It doesn't really need any other response or movement with it. I'm just cleaning myself now, and now I'm just, well, there is a little something that I not really like to admit, but it has to do with love in my heart. I don't know, I'm just cleaning myself now. It's like, so there's just such a long span of time, and I'm here connecting dots, and I'm not able to force time to go faster. I'm not able to get answers quicker. I'm not able to force Callie to get to the point already, because that could be very well the point. Very well could be the point. And Callie is in this space with your soul, who's slowly adapting to letting go of how you got stuck between dimensions. And it looks more like a bookshelf than a couple of tables standing on top of each other. And it just is just present with you. And very slow, very timeless. It's not like Speedy Gonzalez here. It's not, I want to play, I want to explore, I want to see things, I want to go places, I want to, what's this, what's that? It's more like, I'm cleaning myself again. Like this. Okay, guides still want me to linger in this space because I'm saying, why don't we go look at the hips and the seatbelt? And they're like, still here. Okay, I'm gonna just mimic Callie's energy. So I'm gonna be a cat, and I'm gonna be a different color cat. Maybe purple. I'm gonna be a purple cat. And I'm gonna eyeball Callie while I mimic the same slow pace. Who are you? What is my purpose with Delinda? I'm going to clean myself now. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Purple cat. Purple cat. Slowing down. Slowing down. it's like the concept, if you can't beat them, join them. So I'm joining Callie in this process of mirroring Callie so I can learn something new. And it actually brings me back into the space where you are. And now Callie's duplicated through me. Now there's two of us emanating the same timeless energy. And it's what it means is, this is what it means to me, that sometimes we feel like we need to see the progress. We need to see, we need to have things begin and end, and now the new thing begins and ends. Like, we need to see developmental stages. We need to see time in action. Life has movement and action. Like, but Callie is saying that's, life doesn't have to include any action at all, except the joy of cleaning yourself sometimes and asking the random question that doesn't need the answer. And just, it's like sunbathing, you know, it's like, I'm just going to sit by this nice warm window with the light coming in, and I'm just going to blink my eyes while I just take another nap. It's energetically like this. And you are thriving with that energetic support. You know, animals, our pets are kind of like crystals. Like, crystals are like, they emit their own sound that is solid to their own identity, okay? And they have varying personalities. So if you have a rose quartz, it emits the frequency of rose quartz, the collective conscious energy. But each rose quartz is going to kind of have its own little dynamic personality. And so you have a pet that's sort of like that, that it emits the sound of the gift of the cat, okay? But each cat is going to have its own little nuanced personality in that energy of the cat. And the energy of the cat is helping you. And Callie is the gift of the energy of the cat, and just by being a cat is helping you. Do as Callie does. Just do as Callie does. It's very hard for me, to be honest, because this is hard for me. It is like too much slow. But because it is so slow and it's a bit, it doesn't need to have a direction, so you could say it's directionless. It doesn't matter what the answer is. And now I'm going to clean myself again. It's just very slow. Is getting you out of the way of your mind, out of the way of your perception, out of the way of your feelings. It's just it's literally a warm blanket out of the dryer. Like, this is just a nice warm blanket of comfort. That's what it is. And that's the slow down energy. And it's helping you to disconnect without realizing you're doing it. It's helping you to pull yourself into this sort of like, I don't know, it's like a poop emoji. I mean, you look like got like, I don't know, Dairy Queen ice cream cone or something, but you got these like layers. And you're just like a squishable that's kind of like there. And Callie's there, I'm there. Callie's training me, I'm not training Callie. And then we're training you apparently to be like us. Come join our cat collective here. You can be any color you want. You're having a hard time reshaping and remolding yourself. I say then just be a cat. You're really resisting this cat theme just the same way I was. There's something of a resistance to it. But the one thing you need to be is a cat right now. Just be a cat with it. Just play along. Like, just follow the Callie, the leader. That's what we're gonna do. What color cat do you want to be? Let's see. You say you want to be midnight, black cat. Because black cats have more, they're more about mysteries and curiosities and the witchcraft, and there's a lot of meanings that a black cat has. And you want to represent that, even like a cat that is at the witch's side, helping the witch with her witch things she does, okay? The familiar. You want to be that. You like it, actually. And Callie is like is getting a little bit of an attitude about you're familiar to the witch and doesn't really like that style for you. I don't know why. It's like offensive or something. I don't know. I want to get under Callie's skin. I'm going to be a black cat now too. Now there's 2 black cats, 2 familiars, and kind of that feels agitated about this. All right, let's be nice. I'm going to go back to my purple color. You get angry at Callie, actually. I watch you, and you have really sharp claws, and you just whack Callie on the face, okay? Like, whack. You're in a cat's world. You know, there's this like book series called Warrior Cats. It's just reminding me of warrior cats, like you're like real cat people living their real cat lives. And so you're like whack to Callie's face, but you're not nice about it. Like you want it to be felt. Like, don't mess with me, and you're bothering me, and you're in my space. And how dare you? But Callie doesn't want to fight. And doesn't want warrior, doesn't want war. It just wants to be just kind of without thought or without reflection or without a care in the world, and really without a purpose. Like it just to be the emanation of the cat and just slow down time. And that's what Callie wants. And so this conflict is confusing because it doesn't relate at all. It doesn't fit into the equation here of what Callie represents and what life means to Callie. So, but you, Delinda, actually kind of enjoy being free and a bit wild. And you want to leave this place. And so you are the black cat, and you're actually on the prowl, and you feel quite free in your heart. And Callie is looking at you and then wondering what the meaning of being you is, this black cat, but doesn't ever leave that energy, doesn't ever decide to change or be different. But this black cat is in control. It's like this black cat, I will tell you, your soul feels so freer than you can imagine, because it's your life. It's like alley cats. It's like, there's so many songs about cats partying and doing cat things, and and there's movies, right, about cat personalities, and you're like this tomboy cat. You're just like this free cat who gets to eat mice, and it's like you're free. It's your world that everybody's living in, but it's your world. It's actually really invigorating. It's really invigorating. You're never bored. You're not disappointed, and you don't mind to pick a fight. And you like to test. You like to test places and animals and people. You like to test the circumstances and see what you're working with. You're in control. Like you are, there's no limits. There's no limits. this is actually really freeing for your soul and exactly the medicine that you needed to experience in order to leave that space. It was time. But the only way to really leave it was just to clear your mind and just be a little bit playful, and then try this cat on for size, and then go be a cat for a bit. It's actually really fun. You would not, as this black cat, in the way that you feel, you would not be friends with Callie, to be honest. It would not be your cup of tea. Because Callie doesn't fight back. It doesn't, is not tough, is weak. Doesn't really know what it's like to be a cat. Now, this black cat knows what it's like to be a cat. Loves its life. You love your life as this black cat, and you don't want to stop. You want to keep living for a long time. Like, I see 8 years go by, I see 16 now, and it's like, I'm going to keep being alive. Like, you really enjoy being alive as this black cat. Every day is a new, exciting day. I see Callie has a lot of layers to shed because there's a lot of insecurity and resistance to it's like setting her own self free, letting herself go. Like aspiring to be all cat. I feel like there's possibilities for growth here, but it's okay if Callie just chooses to be this, because there's something we can value about that too. Like, who are we? We're becoming like Callie to see what the message is in all of this. We're gonna have to slow way down and not have a care in the world until Black Cat comes along. And now this isn't the way I want to live my life. I don't want to war. I don't want to fight. But the true spirit of the cat is not, is very confident, is very curious, likes to test all the possibilities, likes to see where it stands, likes to challenge, likes to tease, likes to be alive and to run and to chase the mice and that sort of thing. But really own it. I mean, really own it. Everything is in the balance. And I see that you're recreating yourself. And you project out of the spirit of the black cat and you emanate a purple color. And you just look like a projection of a person, okay? But you can't really see because you glow purple, so it's such a dark purple. Can't really tell. You have an attachment here. I can't understand the attachment exactly. Because you're not going to fully form yourself. You're not choosing to be a solid. You're choosing to be somewhere in between, okay? And you need to be a solid. It's like Callie can grow and develop however Callie wants, and that's perfect. And this black cat can be however this black cat wants to be. But there's something very solid about the black cat's personality and its strength and its character and how it's strong in who and what it is. And Callie actually has all these like secrets that are just kind of silent and then behind the heart. It's like leaning towards laziness, then discovering the true potential. Which again, it's still, there's something we can learn because the slow energy is actually helping, is actually a gift, is actually a superpower. What is the attachment? You're looking for, you're attached to the black cat and you can't be yourself. And I don't know what the attachment represents. And we're just going to go to the very smallest point of connection between you and the black cat, and what is defined as there's an attachment. So I'm going to go to the smallest point so I can understand why it's there. It sounds like gerbil blurble. It's like the sound, and it makes like alphabet soup and shapes, and it's just like all gurgly blurbly. That's what it's like. And it doesn't, it is asking the question, can it be finger paint or does it have to be perfect? This represents more like kid gone wild with the finger paints all over a new house. OMG scenario versus I am this professional artist and I spend hours of dedication to this masterpiece. So there's something of a finesse and a fine-tuning and an intelligence to a total mess situation. But the child is free, and so is the adult is free. And this is what the child does, and this is what the adult does. But the thing is life does, there's something about, if we are to thrive in a home that is covered in mess and childhood finger paint all over the walls, and we just let things go, whatever, well, that's funny, sure, we'll just have this, that's okay. But there's something, it propels us when we have the bit of the organizational edge, a bit of the structure and the expectation of what we want and what we don't want. And there has to be the building blocks of responsibility is probably the right word. And this blurbly mess is okay as well. I mean, this is also okay. It makes me think of light language. It makes me think of free movement. It makes me think of like spiritual painting where you just let yourself go with the colors. I think there's so much, it's awesome. This is awesome, but it also represents pieces. It represents, it reminds me of some of these things that give you the free will to be a creative adult without second thought, and it's so lovely to just express yourself without ego, okay? But energetically, the truth of what this emanates, it's like, it's not even a puzzle. It's more like pieces. It's trying to frame the sentence, and I'm missing pieces of my mind, so I can't put the information together right, and now it just becomes alphabet soup. But it's like pieces, okay? It's like a box that's solid and put together, useful. A box we cut into a bunch of shapes randomly becomes just kind of a pile of cardboard shapes that really can't really do much with that. I don't know how that's going to propel me forward in life. And so there's something about the strong structure that we cannot deny the responsibility of that cardboard box being held together. There's value and usefulness to this. The pieces, it's just annoying. It's like, why don't we just scatter these all over the house and then just shrug our shoulder and say, hey, we're having fun. Let's live like that every single day. Let's just live like that. We'll never have to do anything responsible because we don't have to. You will see your life falling apart, just like these pieces. And there has to be a strong foundation. There has to be responsible, solid, structured decisions. And I feel that this attachment is the freedom of being the cat, but you have to be the human. So now you're attached to this incredibly exciting life, free life, confident, enjoying this cat experience, to now the structured box, gross. It's so valuable, man. You give a cardboard box to a cat and they will have a heyday with that thing. They find the value of this responsibly put together box, you know? You can find the value too. But it's something about dismal human life, like to work with the shapes and the pieces, but not really though. Because when we try to format the sentence or the statement or the vision or the way I want to build my life, there has to be just, there's too many holes. There's too many just random pieces. And that's what's at this pinpoint. So there is energetic healing required here. It's not necessarily that you mean for it to be like this, nor that you necessarily want it to be like this. So, but the cat is creating the unexpected vulnerability. You didn't know that you would find yourself attached to this life to the point that you wouldn't want to stop and you wouldn't want to be human, because you could be just so ridiculously free. And you would choose to be the black cat over the Cali cat. You would. It's more your style to be rambunctious, and that is not Cali's style. And those two types of cats just don't, they kind of are in their own groups, you know? They're different kinds of cat personalities. And I say you are stronger when you become your own black cat person. And you understand there's no limits and you're free. And you don't have to be a cat to have that. You can be you to have that. You say, oh my God, Abbey, it's taking such a long time. Like, it's taking so long to really be me. I know. And maybe, I don't know if it's society today and a relationship with time and everything's speeding up, to faster internet, you know, the fast. We want everything to just happen. We want to know what this like, we want the next season already. We don't want to wait a year for it. Like, gosh, come on. I want to lose weight overnight. I want to have this right now. Like, we're lacking what always existed is part of being human, is time. The time that it takes to go through our life experiences. So you embrace just going through your life experiences. And it's like you want to become what feels like your definition of you. You're held back from being that definition of you by life circumstances. You have to go through them. It takes forever. Then to even work on getting to just finally be the you that you really feel like you are. And it's like, why can't I just be this me? And then I can be free like this black cat. But what is holding, what is the energy that's there that's saying, but this is your path. Your path is to go through all these events to change you in all these different ways. And why did I have to go through all that? Well, just it's part of your path. I ask you, what do you want to do with the tiniest pinpoint, the shapes? I ask you what it looks like. What does it look like to you? You say it looks like longing. It looks like longing for things to come together and to feel whole. You say it looks like that. And okay, this is really impacting your heart, your emotional gut. Because you can't once the box has been cut into pieces, you can't really, like, what we're going to tape that back, we'll use some super glue, like, it just doesn't work. You can do it, but it's never really going to be the box it once was, you know. It's just, lacking the sturdiness. It's lacking, it can't really be repurposed in that way. Just gonna have to recycle or whatever. Okay, what else? What else does that mean to you? I have you just look past the shapes and look at the cat. You say, I miss something of that feeling of contentment, like ultra, just joyful contentment. Like my life is the way I love my life the way that it is. And I'm having fun with life, and I don't want this life to be over. Like, I want to live it for as long as I can. And it was so enriching, like felt so good to have that. Almost too good. That then to face the music of every day. It's not like this cat thing I'm telling you was like beyond surreal awesome, okay? And so even a good human life would still not be like attainable. I mean, it's so, it doesn't have the human mind asking the questions all the time. It just follows the instinct. It is so awesome. You're human. Man, this is pulling you back into those shelves with Callie. But not exactly. Because as I show you, man, you're getting pulled back into those shelves with Callie. You're like, I'm weighing my options here. Because I need to live and I need to be me. And I want that. But it is very hard for you to disconnect from this black cat. Really hard. They say you can do it. Just take a nice deep breath. Let the cat go. Let the cat go. You can do this. It was hard for you to be the cat. Then you got to be the cat and you didn't want to stop. This sounds like a kid, you know? It's like, you know what? You cried about it and then you ended up getting this thing that you didn't think you wanted, and then you freaking loved it, and then you couldn't let it go. It's like kids in their like relationship with the moment don't realize they're gonna love that thing if they just give it a try. And then they can't stop loving it. You just can't stop wanting to be the cat. But you're getting there. What I find interesting here, Delinda, is there is a sense of the process. There is a sense of time. There is a sense of self-discovery here. And you're discovering yourself in those shelves. You're discovering yourself with Callie. You're discovering yourself as this black cat. You're discovering yourself in the challenge of letting go of this black cat. So any idea you have of who you are and that you want to just be completely that is lacking in all the other yous that you got to be in this process. And those yous also deserve to be valued and loved. And you aren't going to know who you are until you let the cat go. And you say, I'm scared to put my feet on the ground, and you cry about it, and you feel very fragile about it. And there is a vulnerability about the act of building something that could fall apart in an instant. It could shatter. I mean, it could instantaneously shatter. And all the love and all the spirit of who you are that went into the manifestation of something beautiful be taken away in an instant. Like it can shatter in an instant. And then what do? We just have these stupid pieces of cardboard box, like useless. It's like a beautiful antique porcelain vase shattered. Oh my God, what am I going to do now? Throw it away. It's over. It's totally over. No more antique porcelain vase. It's over. I ask you if you can please trust me on this. Put those feet on the ground. You're gonna be fine. But I want to see about those hips and seatbelt. And I say, let's do this. Like, let's do this. Let's maneuver it. Come on now. You got this. Let's do this. Come on. You got this. It's like, sometimes when you give yourself time, it's like you need somebody like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And then they don't let you say no. And then the next thing you know, it's like, how did I get here? Jeez, will you stop telling me to do stuff? I gotta freaking think for myself here. But sometimes when you just think for yourself, you don't act, you don't create the motion, you don't reinvent the situation, and so it's good to have that sometimes. And so I'm just like, don't even think about it. Come on, come on. Just stand on the ground. We'll look at your hips. Come on, come on. Just do it. Just do it. It's like, do it. I'm not taking no for an answer. Because you're ready. You're totally ready. Next thing you know, it's like a million things have happened. And you just like, wait, how did I get here? Why do you keep freaking telling me how did I get here? Am I even thinking for myself anymore? Sometimes it's good to have that odd, bumbly energy motivation, and it just gets you doing things. And it gets you out of not doing things like Callie. That feels so much better. You're actually, as soon as you put your feet on the ground, you disconnect from the black cat and you turn like a periwinkle color. It's like a baby blue, and but it's blue. It's more blue than pale blue, okay? And you're strong. You actually feel really unbreakable. And it's a weird sensation, and you are taking pride in yourself. And you're saying, dang. And you're like pointing at those shelves and the cat, and it became the black cat, and the pieces, and then the attachment, and then I let go, and now here I'm standing on the ground, and all of this movement, my God, and I'm stronger than I've ever been. I feel better than the version of me I was trying to be. I actually feel really good. I say letting go of the cat gave you yourself back in a new way. Right? And now you get to cherish these new discoveries about you. Man, you feel so like, whoa, what is this ground in which I stand upon? What is this form that which I am? I don't know, you're like talking and you're like, wah, 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 like you're like, what is happening? But it's really cool. It's really good. It's really strong and solid. Okay, so I'm going to let you do that. Now I'm going to go to hips, seatbelt. Finally able to get motion here. Okay, here we go. You're still baby blue, like, oh yeah, I think I like this a lot. You're just acclimating still to this. So I'm kind of letting that happen, all this stuff. I'm moving over there, starting fresh scene, and let's see hips. Seatbelt. Oh man, this is horrendous. You are not ready to look at this. Like when we first started, we had to start with that, slowly work our way, because this is a horror scene. But I'm telling you, the word seatbelt is said 10,000 times, like 20. It's just like seatbelt, 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 seatbelt. It's actually making me want to barf. It's making me irate. I feel angry. I feel like snapping. I say mean things like take the seatbelt and shove it up your you know what. Like, no, I just F you. Like, I don't know. I'm just like getting so irate because the sound of seatbelt is killing me. It's killing me. It's like hurting me. It's like cutting me with razor blades, and I'm asking it to stop, and it won't freaking stop. Seatbelt, 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 from hell. It's like hell seatbelt. man, it's horrible. I mean, I see your body has absorbed seatbelts into it. I see you're a sick looking human being with some sick doctor cut open parts of your flesh and sewed seatbelts to your skin. Like, I'm telling you, and it's not just in the hips. It's like you are a human seatbelt. It's really hard to look at. It's a horrific scene, okay? You're the human seatbelt. And there's a really foul vibrational energy here that is like watching over the keeper of the human seatbelt, that which is you. And I'm telling you, it hurts like nobody's business. It hurts to be the human seatbelt really bad. Hurts really, like, it's scary, painful, scary, painful. It's hell, scary. It's concentration camp level nightmare seatbelt person. It's the scariest thing ever. It's scary. It's like, it would give a kid nightmares for the rest of their life because it's incomprehensible to look at it. It's almost like, is that real? Yes, the human seatbelt person, Delinda, like, freaking me out, barf. But what I do is I silence the sound of the keeper of the seatbelt person. That which is you. Silence the sound of the keeper, which is like razor blades cutting into your flesh, putting more seatbelts into your body. It's really bad. I mean, it's really horrific. Because now that the keeper is gone, you still experience the sound, which creates a thickness, a density, and it's actually revolving around your head more than anywhere. I mean, it's like thick, like I can scoop it with a spoon. And you say, I must be the seatbelt. I must be the seatbelt. The seatbelt sustains my life. The seatbelt, the seatbelt. And you start to absorb the strength and the power of the seatbelt. But you still look freakish, but somehow it's becoming okay. I gotta time this out. There's a lot of layers to this, Delinda, just so you know. Because there's a good and there's a bad side to the way the energy has developed. Like your relationship with a seatbelt is a baby that grows up and matures, and it becomes a personality of its own, and how you interact with that personality. It's a freaking seatbelt, but know its consciousness because you gave it meaning. You gave it life. You gave the seatbelt life because of all of your relationships with it. And how it's not necessary, and now it is necessary, and it saved my life and the human seatbelt, and it is ridiculously meaningful on the gross horrific side and the benevolent angelic side. Okay, it is extremely meaningful in a plethora of ways for your soul. Okay. But there's a constant need. This razor blade person is cutting this seatbelt, human seatbelt, and wants you to suffer. It's like you couldn't suffer enough to ever satisfy this keeper of the seatbelt person. Like it keeps wanting to reappear. Yes, cut you, seatbelt person, cut seatbelt. You are the seatbelt person. It's really like, wow, it has really grown out of control in this demonic way. You don't know what to say right now. We're gonna, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. We're gonna try this, okay? We're gonna take this neutral cream color boring. That's what the energies say. Your energy says boring, but we're going to bring boring, which is basically a neutral, into here, and we're going to paint the seat. We're going to paint the demonic seatbelt razor blade voice, keeper of the seatbelt person. We're going to paint them this color. It's melting. It's like the Wicked Witch of the West and is screaming and it's melting into a puddle. And how dare you? I'm going to paint you this color now too, okay? Seatbelt person. And you become like 18,000 babies, all screaming and crying for their mother. Like they just pop, 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 come out of you. It's kind of like Gizmo when you put water on him and he just starts having all these little balls coming out. And it's like, there's 18,000 babies here. That's what it says. And it's like babies crying everywhere. You just became 18,000 crying babies. And there's no saving them. There's no helping them. They're cold. They're alone. Nobody can help them. They're going to die. They're going to die alone. They're going to die alone. There's nobody that can help them. I just start painting them this strange neutral color, okay? And that demon gets really angry at me and something new is coming out of the ground because all the babies go to sleep and they disappear. And you're irate that I did this. And I say, I'm just going to paint you this color now too. We're just going to go through the layers with this. The power of the neutral off-white. So you look like a basically oval-shaped, kind of pointed at the end, really skinny. You're like a dark black and purple portal of some kind. And there's this witch like Snow White's mother, stepmom or whatever, like gives her the poisonous apple because she loves her so much. She loves like her youth and beauty and the mirror talking to her. It's so weird. But anyway, paint this you who's irate that I just put the babies to rest. Neutralize that energy, is irate about it. Painting it this color. And now it falls and shatters like a mirror. And I see a basic little man. He looks like the Monopoly man and he has a big cigar. And he's little. He's like 2 feet tall, cartoonish looking. I don't know if he wants to make me a deal or I'm not really sure what he wants. I'm just going to paint him this color too. We're just going to keep painting and painting and painting whatever comes next until we can go back to seatbelt person and see what it means now. He's almost as neutral as it gets for some reason. Because what he becomes basically isn't much. He just lies down and goes to sleep and he becomes like a little patch of grass on the earth. And I start to see a horizon and I'm going to put the seatbelt person here and I just want to see because it's not, we're taking the seatbelt out of you, which is also, some of them are people. And you're crying and you feel loss and you can't protect others from their pain and the pain of loss. This is how you put it, that you're pathetic. You're a very pathetic protector of people. Seatbelt person. Pathetic protector of people. And I see Callie look at you and go to you and doesn't sniff or act weird this time. Actually just is close to you now. Almost like you let go of what you need to let go so you can build a relationship with her. And you lie down on the grass and Callie just comforts you big time. Like all over you. Start to see the beauty of this cat is wonderfully precious and more precious even than that alley cat, black cat, because there's a bond that can be built there. A beautiful bond, a memory shared between souls. And Callie comforts you and Callie says, I know what to do now. To be your friend, to be your companion, to love you, to be loved by you. Callie seemed to understand because your energy's changed. And you are more true to the sound of who you are by healing all of this. And that's familiar to Callie. It's an instinct. She knows what she's doing in her own energetic style. That's it. Thank you very much, Delinda. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Man, you're going to grow so much from that session. I mean, how many layers did you transition from one thing to the next? And it took a long time in the energy world. It's a lot of movement. You faced a lot of trauma, too. You helped to neutralize that trauma and just sort of like be reborn in the harmony. All right. Thank you so much, Delinda. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope you all have an amazing day.